a gorgeous one.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my little camp alongside the Huron River, a little pull-out spot for kayaks and canoes. And gonna have a little brunch here, some coffee and some bannock bread. So why don't you join me? I'm using a little hobo stick stove here that I made from a utensil drainer. Bought it at the Salvation Army for like $2, and I cut a little window in it, a little feed port, and I put these little conduit clamps on it for feet. That's gonna be my cooker today. Gonna light it up here. Using some cedar and pine shavings for tinder. Got a little bit of fat wood in there. Some twigs from my yard. Some hardwood chunks here. Got my bannock all made at pre-made at home this morning. I'll put the recipe in the description of the video. It's got some nice smoked cheddar cheese in it and some bacon, and I used some sour cream instead of milk, so it should have a real nice flavor. And we got fire already, so I'm going to start stoking here. So one thing Oh, crazy airplanes. So one thing with this stove, it burns the wood very quickly and very efficiently. So it doesn't really make coals, so you have to keep stoking it to keep flame under your cook pan. It's really hard to regulate. Hoping that won't tip too. Some bacon grease here from home. Fire's going down already. This is gonna be fun. You can hear it sizzling already. Brought a spatula. I mixed this Bannock dough or batter or whatever. It's a little bit thicker than it should be, I think. Got one side of it done. You can see that just burned a little bit. Call that caramelized. See what the other side's looking like. Getting there. Well, I just checked it and it seems to be done just about to perfection right now, so I'm gonna, yeah, the flames are gone. I'm just gonna leave it here in this pan so it stays warm. It won't burn anymore. I'll keep this foil loosely over the top of it, and now I'm gonna make some coffee. I brought some fixins for a nice cup of pour-over coffee this morning. See if I can do this without knocking the whole affair over here. A few minutes to go. Oh, we got some steam rising here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yep, roll and boil. Time to make the coffee. Oh, that smells awesome already. This is the part I hate about pour-overs, is the wait. I just want to drink coffee. I'm about 3 hours behind on my morning cup today. Didn't have my usual breakfast coffee. I waited until I was out here alongside the river. So this is going to taste extra special good. Oh, that's a full cup of coffee right there. Oh yeah. Cooling too fast though. Coffee and some fresh bannock. Shouldn't do that. It's got soot from the pan all over my pants. There we go. Still very warm. The cast iron pan is holding the heat. And it did get a little charred, but I'm used to eating it that way, so that's the camp life for you. It's really difficult filming conditions here today because it's so bright. The sky is clear, it's sunny. So it's a real high contrast situation. It's going to be either in shadow or overexposed, washed out. So I hope this is working. I had to try about 4 different camera positions. Sitting underneath a nice red oak here. Every once in a while it drops some acorns into the river. Kerplunk, kerplunk. You might hear them once in a while. This little spot right here, it's only a few hundred square feet, is about the only dry spot along the river here. Hello.
Heard voices, couldn't see anybody. You're blending right in.
Yep.
How much further to the lake?
Oh, it's not that far. I don't know, 1/3 of a mile maybe.
Okay, can you get into the lake or do we have to portage?
Yeah, it's an easy portage. Lots of other folks out this morning enjoying this fine fall day. Anyway, as I was saying, this little area that I'm pulled out of the river on, it's the only high ground around. Got a few oak trees and a few oak trees here holding it together, and just 20 steps that way you're into a marsh, and of course the river behind us and marshes all along the edge of it. This is a well-used little pull-out here for canoeists and kayakers. Did you hear that? Kerplunk. Another acorn. Well, I'm a little bit disappointed in my bannock. I put a slice of bacon chopped up in it and a couple of tablespoons full of some grated smoked cheddar, and I don't know, I guess I didn't use enough because the flavor's not really coming through. A little bit disappointing. One thing though, when you use like sour cream instead of milk to mix your dough, it makes it a very moist, almost kind of a heavy dough. but it's enjoyable. I like it. Just noticed, got some high clouds up there, mackerel sky. That usually means change in the weather is coming, which wouldn't be surprising considering the time of year it is. I'm really not sure of the forecast for tomorrow, but it's absolutely gorgeous out here today. Last sip. Enjoying my cup of coffee today in this mug, handmade mug by my son. My middle child, Christopher, he's actually well in his 30s now, but he's quite an accomplished ceramic artist. He works in Breckenridge, Colorado. Anyway, he makes coffee mugs, and proud Papa speaking here. They're beautiful. Every one of them's a work of art, and I thought, what better place today to enjoy his work of art than out here on the river on a beautiful autumn day. So thanks, Chris. I really like your mugs. And he sells them too, and in the description of the video I'll give you a link to his website. If you're interested, you can check it out. Give him a little plug there. I tell you what, this is this is one well-seasoned cast iron pan here. Swiped it right out. It's good to go for the next round. Now it's kind of sooty on the back side. That's why I brought this rag here to wipe it off. You can see the soot there. It's one thing with cooking on wood. Not too smart. You can see the nice little pull-out for kayaks and canoes here. I think it's probably been eroded over time by constant use. You can see the main flow of the river out there, but this is the only spot along this stretch of river where you can pull out, so it gets well used. And you can imagine there's a lot of trash laying around here. Unfortunately, I didn't bring a trash bag. Maybe I'll just pick it up and throw it in the back of my kayak before I leave. Actually kind of afraid to walk behind trees because you never know what's going to be back there. I see lots of toilet paper scraps back in there. Booze bottle. What do we got here? Scrap paper, cigarette packages. We'll take care of it. It's all soggy back here. Saw these bottles I'm going to take out. There's another beer bottle hiding down in here. Yeah, they had room in their kayak to bring it here, but not take it back. Didn't think there was much. Then I started looking, and the more I looked, the more I found. So before I finish my load out here and pack everything back into the kayak, I wanted to just share these two items with you. I made both of these myself. This past summer I was at the Salvation Army store one day and I saw a sewing machine on sale for $20. And man, I've been thinking to myself, I want to start modifying and making my own outdoors gear. So I jumped on it. I bought the sewing machine. Of course, I got it home and discovered it needed another $20 in parts before it would work right. But anyway, I got that taken care of. And so these are a couple of my first projects here. This little frying pan sack that I made, and this little stuff sack for my alcohol stove. Didn't spend any money on material for either of them except for thread. This frying pan sack I made from an old camp chair that I found that had blown out of someone's truck alongside the road. Roadkill. I took it home and stripped it, took all the stitches out, and cut it up into usable pieces. This was a pocket that hung off the side of the chair for, you know, a catch-all pocket. So I just I modified it. I clipped the corners here to fit the fry pan better, and I made this little fold-over envelope top, double thickness, sewed on the Velcro, made a little notch for the pot handle here. I thought it was pretty cool. And then this little stuff sack, also a piece of found material. Out cycling at Kensington one day, I found a back sack that was abandoned alongside the trail, a little kid's dollar store back sack. It had a hole ripped in it. So I grabbed that up, some cheap orange nylon Oxford material here, and this one too, it already had like this top tunnel sewn in it for the string of the back sack, so I just utilized that, but I sized it and closed the bottom of it with a piece of round material. That was fun sewing on. Anyway, yeah, so I made those. My first two pieces of gear right there. Even this string here. Even this string here is the string that came with the back sack.
Nope.
How's it going?
It's going. It'll be going better when it's going that way.
Yeah. Hi.
What's on the front?
The camera.
I hope you didn't get a picture of me.
Sorry, I did.
Oh, don't give it to the FBI.
Hey, this looks like a nice little spot to pull out. Good spot to have some coffee and Bannock. Hey, another day. Well, I had to come back in the woods a little ways to get away from the racket of the road there and people in the parking lot. Anyway, that's going to do it for a little kayaking adventure today. Brunch on the river. Hope you enjoyed. I sure enjoyed making this video for you. And just remember, it's never a bad day to be in the woods, or in this case, on the river. Thanks. Bye.